But there's no doubt about the reasoning behind the increasing use of the term the new firm. It describes the success and at least partial takeover of the headlines in recent years by Aberdeen and Dundee United, and Scottish football's biggest crowd of the day crammed into that fine stadium at Pittodrie to see the first clash of the season between the Scottish champions and the European Cup Winners' Cup holders. Last season, United won 4 of the 6 confrontations between the two, which had perhaps as much as anything to do with the title coming to Tannadice. Aberdeen began the game a point behind United, and Archie looks first at the Dons lineup.
And that to a man as a side which beat Rangers and Ibrox last week. Gordon Strachan's name isn't there, but he's on the bench again with an even stronger likelihood that he'll make an appearance sometime during the match. He played for the reserves last night, by the way. And there's a man who scored the couple of goals at Ibrox, Mark McGee. His form a bit patchy at the start, and I'm sure he's delighted he scored his 6th goal. And in fact, between the two strikers, 14 goals. David Dodds scored 8 goals in all, including, of course, a goal in his debut for Scotland. Delighted to see him get that in a Dundee United side which has been playing extremely well, 100% record, and of course scored more goals than anybody else in the division. And there's the referee in the middle of the two captains, Hugh Alexander from Kilmarnock. Well, there's Gordon Strachan. Now, Alec Ferguson, of course, realises that he is a great psychological asset to the team, that even supposing he doesn't come on, his very chippiness, his presence adds something to the morale of the side. Well, I don't suppose you could blame anybody in either Aberdeen or Dundee for boasting of the fact that out there in front of us, including Gordon Strachan on the bench, are on display 13 full internationals. That simply underlines the new status that has been carved out for the North East by both of these teams. And certainly both sides playing extremely well, particularly when I saw Aberdeen in Motherwell recently, disappointing, but in the second half against Rangers and Ibrox they were quite superb. McGee. Dodds. The sense of jockeying to get some solid position. It's a bit ambitious. 2 internationalists against each other there. A great play by Weir. Holt following up. Free kick to Aberdeen. It's the lateness of the way that Weir plays the ball that deceives so many full-backs. Well, either Milne or Holt or Goff have been getting in the way of these crosses. Now, who gets in the way of this one? Goff is there. Oh, face of the post, I think. I think they were all taking up position for a cross. He's been trying these in the past couple of minutes. Certainly lashed out at it, kept it low, deceived, I think, virtually everybody except Hamish McAlpin. Through everybody, Cowan. McMaster playing in midfield. Here's Simpson. Oh, a bit too obvious. Bell, Simpson. Look at this. Oh, slightly erratic, but it's always a joy to see a winger take on a defender in the old-fashioned way, showing him the ball, shimmying, deceiving him. One of the best elements in the game. That's a slag ball. Cooper. Delimada. It's a bad ball. It's all very well breaking out of defence, but when you give the ball away, that's a fundamental sin. That's towards Dodds. McLeish is there, and it's narrow. Kirkwood is going to be booked for that. Very awkward ball, by the way. You could see that McLeish was caught in two minds, not at all sure how to cope with it. And Billy Kirkwood a little too eager to get at the ball. Dodds, little lucky there. Seemed to go through him more than anything else. Cooper back with Bannon. That's an excellent ball. And there's Kirkwood, who could so easily have slotted that in. All that coming from the move from the left. The merest deflection into the path of Bannon. The pace, eluding the Aberdeen defence, and then Kirkwood with a finish. Shocking ball by Bell. Bannon beginning to look good. That's another good one. Leighton putting the emphasis on getting it away. Didn't want to risk a grab. Good wing play by Bannon. Aberdeen certainly under pressure. Offside, fell right into the trap. Solidly bagged by Hegarty. Cowan, play waved on. Great tackle by David Neary. I mean, it was a bone cruncher, but perfectly fair. Solid game now, all right. McGee, and there is Weir in a very good position. Cowan couldn't get control. And a hand used there by Rugby, free kick. Well, I think that was the best phase of the game altogether. Flowed a bit. That's much too ambitious. Laid off too soon. Cooper. Well, Cooper took a hand on the face there, but I think it was quite accidental. Here's Dodge. Well, McMaster didn't mess about. As I said, he's playing in midfield today with Cooper at full back. McMaster, the kind of versatile, flexible player who can do that with ease, move about. Now, Bannon, it's inviting. Kirkwood, no poise about that. McGee, wanting to go on his own, and it's just away. Never looked like scoring, but he decided he would take it on his own shoulders. Here's Bannon. Kirkwood couldn't control it well enough. Dodds. Mill. That's a left foot. Well, that's how good a player Mill is. He's got pace, and he can hit the ball with either foot. It is going to be extremely difficult to score today. defences are so well organised. Free kick has been given. I mean, although we've had some excellent attacking moves, everybody in this game is a defender, and there was Cowan. Well, that makes my point. As I said, everybody in this game is both attacker and defender. We've got a wonderful flow to the game. Bannon. Malpas. Young player still going forward. That's a very good run by Malpas. Milner's in. And it's there. David Bannon. 1-0. Snappy as you like. Oh, and you've got to give 10 out of 10 to Malpas for building that one up. His determination got it to the line. And although United's finishing has been a bit wayward up to that moment, a bit of the little Bannon magic, the way he can crack them in sweetly, operated. That's in the 36th minute. And the champions have got their noses in front. Malpas. Well, he's done his job so far. Mill. Well, I don't think anybody in the game turns any quicker than that. Goff. David Dodds laying it to the side, Eamon Bannon again. Well, you can see that understanding. That was beautifully built up in midfield, by the way. Milne, way to Goff. And that long, searing pass laid off by Dodds to Bannon. Not a bad position to strike the ball from. Cooper demanding some cooperation there. It's a better turn. Once again, United getting in the way of these crosses. That's not a bad one at all. David Dodds. Superb ball. McGee again. Oh, it's a great one. Rugby! Well, I think the big fella knows he should have bust an end to that. Really set right up for him. McLeish. There it goes, 1-0 for Dundee United at half-time, to the delight of a very sizable Dundee United support away to our right in the enclosure, who were overjoyed in the 36th minute after that long punishing run by Maurice Malpas. Swept across, and there was Bannon to hit it very sweetly into the back of the net, and that is about as much as there has been between the two teams. United surviving chances that really ought to have been put away, but the consequence of the misses is that that's the half-time score, with Dundee United in that very valuable, vital lead. I think they're going to be extremely difficult to beat. They're well organised, and between these two managers it's always a tactical game, always very interesting to watch. Looks like a baseball player at the moment, Jim Leighton. No offside, McGee with a great chance. Well, David Neri is pointing to the linesman as if he had indicated, but there was no offside. It's a goal kick, so that was a decided chance. And Gordon Strachan on for Aberdeen. at the start of the second half. There he is. Marvellous to see him back in action again. And quite frankly, Aberdeen have missed him. McGee. Penalty kick. I don't think there can be any complaints about that. Tackle from the back. The feet whipped away, and without any hesitation, the referee pointed to the spot, and I think there may be a booking for dissent. Booking for Dave Neary. So, only 2.5 minutes of this second half gone, and how crucial this is. John McMaster with it. Well, if I can hardly believe it, you can imagine what the Aberdeen supporters are like, including John McMaster. You know, I got the impression he almost strolled up to that. Seemed to lean back a little, and over it went. And that's a very big and vital let-off for United. Once again, it's Billy Kirkwood going through the middle for United. He's been playing up front, sometimes all on his own. Free kick. Looked like a push by Neary. Holt. Oh, Holt gets it back again. Bannon. Cooper is there. David Dodds. Pushing and heaving, and what is the outcome? Free kick to Aberdeen. Taken down well by Cowan. Great pace again, is there. Second one, Billy Kirkwood. That sudden explosion again by Milne. 7 minutes gone, and look at the way he took on Willie Miller eventually. And it required a touch there. And it came through Kirkwood. 2-0. 7 minutes of the second half gone. And there we go here. Look at the way United got back. Massing themselves very quickly in front of the attack. That's an awkward ball. Weir is there. Simpson. Deflection, but he was taking that with his right foot all the time, and it was going to be very difficult to find the net from that angle, but he did get the deflection. Weir. McAlpin, the master, and there is Kirkwood. McMaster under pressure. Goff almost deceived by the bounce. Milne. McLeese very wary about him, and not surprisingly, it really has been interesting to see this tactical ploy of playing Billy Kirkwood up front, right in the centre of the Aberdeen defence all the time. Nagging away. There he is again. God's almost to that. Stark. Here's Bannon. Oof. It went loose. That's a corner kick. Surprising laxity about that defence at that moment. Bannon. Well clutched by Jim Leighton. Manning it up very well, I may say. Clean header. Now, here. Penalty kick. Well, there are some penalties which look so straightforward that you would call them very soft, but a penalty is a penalty. That cannot argue about it. The obstruction was there. And so, Gordon Strachan, this time, 2-1. 53 minutes of the second half gone. Well, there was nothing lackadaisical about the way Strachan took that one. Striking it with determination. Maybe a little lesson to John McMaster as well. So, the wonder of Aberdeen can pull the fat out of the fire, save the bacon. Thoroughly enjoyable game it's turned out to be, and I think the very fluctuations in the match with Dundee United going in front, then the missed penalty, and then going well in front. And now Aberdeen back again with a distinct chance of saving the match. It's had that nice seesawing pattern. Free kick. Right through the gap, that's a clever ball. McGee, much too hard. Oh, Ruby. Will they try the chip? He's at the line. Oh, too obvious and too low. In a crowd of players screaming for the ball. Aberdeen turning the screw. Exactly 10 minutes left. Good curling at McLeish is there. Strachan and Rugby. You would almost put that into the category of pass back.
Well, it was Guy close at the end. And one wonders what the outcome would have been if Aberdeen, much earlier in the game, had found the pace and drive they showed in the last 10 minutes. Well, it's not without coincidence that they looked a much better side when Gordon Strachan came on. However, I mention that aspect of the game only because that was the last impression one gained watching it. Overall, I came away yet again with undiminished respect for United, who turned out to be thoroughly professional in everything they did. Sometimes they express themselves in such simple, fundamental ways that their application and impeccable organisation can be taken for granted. But although that provides the strong base for what they can achieve, note that it was two of their most talented players who produced the flair that brought the goals. Ralph Milne in particular has unbelievable talent. It's the kind that any manager would get down on his knees and pray for. The more he matures, the more consistently will that talent reveal itself. Well, he's been unpredictable in the past, and I wonder if he is in fact on the verge of his best season yet. There's absolutely no reason why it shouldn't be. So United, the champions, retain their 100% record, and any lurking thoughts there might have been in certain quarters about a flash in the pan last season must now be melting away. While Celtic remain